In this video, I'm going to teach you how to expand brackets. We're going to look at simple brackets like this, where there's one bracket and a term on the outside. We'll look at double brackets, and we'll also look at how to expand three brackets as well. Okay, so this is a kind of essential skill. Some of the higher level questions that you will be expected to do on the GCSE paper will require this as a basic knowledge. So let's get into it. So what you have to do is you have to take each term inside the bracket and multiply by the one on the outside. So 4x times 4x is 16x squared, and 4x times 2, but you have to think about the sign in the middle, so that minus does belong to that 2. So it's actually 4x times negative 2, which would be negative 8x. Okay, so let's convert that. Okay, and let's check the answer. Okay, so that's how you expand that bracket. Let's have a look at another one. Okay, so this is a double bracket, and these are very straightforward to expand. Okay, so how it works is this. Okay, so your teacher might have taught you this FOIL method, which is great for double brackets. It stands for first, outer, inner, last. Okay, but I'm going to teach you the method of kind of like multiplying each term and so on. I like to call it the parrot beak method, because when you do it, it looks like a parrot beak. But if you understand that method, then multiplying three brackets is not too different. Okay, so this is how it works. We're going to take the first term, and we're going to multiply the first term in the second bracket. So that's 8x squared. Okay, and then we take the first term and multiply the last term. That's going to be minus 8x. Okay, now the first term is dealt with. You've used it up. It's multiplied both of the second terms, and that's it done. Okay, so what you do now is you move on to the next term in the first bracket, and you multiply the first term in the second bracket. But that minus belongs to that 4. So minus 4 times 2x is negative 8x. Okay, and then minus 4 times positive 2 is positive 8. Okay, so these are the terms of the expansion, and now you finish basically. So the principle is each term inside the first bracket multiplies the second one once, okay, and so on. So you just, once you've done one, you move on to the next one. Okay, so when you get to this stage, you need to simplify it. So the middle two terms are both x's, and you can collect them together. So remember, you multiply the terms first, and then you kind of add and simplify afterwards. So 8x squared take away 16x plus 8. Okay, so remember, this is minus 8x, take away another 8x, which is minus 16x. So I'm going to convert that, and I'm going to check it. Okay, it's right. Okay, so let's look at another one. So we've done a double bracket one, they're pretty straightforward. So let's have a look at a triple bracket. Okay, so this is a triple bracket expansion. Okay, so by the way, if you want to practice random ones, just keep refreshing the screen and it'll generate a new random question each time. Okay, and if you're not confident, you can check steps in between until you get to the final bit. But okay, let's see how you do this. Okay, so when you've got three brackets or more, what you should do is multiply two at a time. Okay, so you can multiply any two of these brackets in any order. Okay, so multiplication works in any particular order. You don't have to multiply this one with this one. You can multiply this one with the last one first, or the middle one with the last one, or the middle one with the first one. It doesn't matter, any order you want. Okay, so what we'll do is we'll multiply the first two brackets together, and then, so basically we're just going to ignore this last one completely for now. Okay, so let's multiply these first two brackets as if we're doing a double bracket. So 4x times 4x is 4x times x is 4x squared. 4x times 2 is positive 8x. And then 3 times x is positive 3x. And then 3 times 2 is 6. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to simplify this. So 4x squared, 8x add 3x is 11x plus 6. So this is the first two brackets multiplied together. Okay, what you now need to do is put a new bracket around this and then multiply it with the third one. Okay, so I don't need this, I'm going to get rid of that. Okay, so I'm going to multiply these three expressions now with the last remaining bracket. Okay, Now, if you're not confident, you can check to see if this is right. So what I'll do is I'll just convert that. Okay, and I'll check it. So it says keep going, not finished yet. So we need to keep going. Okay, so 4x squared times x is 4x cubed. Okay. Oh no, but right, one thing to remember this, I've kind of done it wrong. Okay. On this side of the expression, okay, you are not allowed to do the arrows, okay, because the computer can't recognize them. It gets them confused with some other things. So annotations on this side are fine. Okay, so you can do arrows, you can do stars, you can do whatever you want. You can highlight things and circle things, but on this side you can't really do that. Okay, so I'm going to have to do it without the arrows, but it's pretty straightforward. Each one of these is going to multiply both of these in the second one. So 4x squared times x is 4x squared cubed, sorry. Okay, so I'm going to rewrite that so it's a little bit better. 4x squared times minus 4, I'm going to get rid of that dot, otherwise it's going to confuse things. 4x squared times minus 4 is minus 16x squared. Okay, now that's the first term multiplied with both of those. You move on to the next. So 11x times x is positive 11x squared. Okay, 11x times minus 4 is minus 44x. Okay, now that's the 11x done with, and you move to the 6. 6 times x is positive 6x. 6 times minus 4 is minus 24. Okay, so what we're going to do now is simplify all of this. Okay, so we need to collect the like terms together. So there's no 4x cubes to collect together, so that's the first term. Okay, minus 16x squared add an 11x squared, that's going to be negative 5x squared. Okay, and minus 44x add 6x, so that's a positive 6x, is going to be minus, what's that, 38x, and then take away 24. Okay, so let's convert that. Okay, I'm happy with the conversion, check it. Okay, so the only thing it didn't like was this line here. And is it because I forgot to code that in? I wonder. Should be okay. So what did I do wrong? I didn't do anything wrong. I think it's because I haven't coded that in, so I'll have to check that. But okay, so that is the final thing. Okay, so that's the answer there. Okay, so keep going. So generate a new question. Okay, keep practicing until you get it right. Okay, if it throws up an error, it might be because I've kind of forgot to code it in, but I'll be working on that in the background. So keep going until you kind of are confident that you can do it without errors. There's loads of different varieties. It's a random question every time, so hopefully you shouldn't see the same question twice. You should see something different. Okay, so have a go and see how you get on.